Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Nikki here, and today we're going to do some jelly print play. The other day I hadn't used my jelly print in months, and so I whipped it out, and it stuck to my jelly plate, and I did a few prints and I had a lot of fun. Then Birgit Koopson from Instagram and here on YouTube is running a challenge for May where you have to do a gel print a day, and I decided to give it a go. So I'll show you what I've done so far. The first day we had to use something from the kitchen, so I grabbed this pastry brush, which I actually bought not to use in the kitchen, but I had a lot of fun with it, and I started off with just blue colours, sort of representing water, and then just running this through the paint before I took the print. And then I did this one in a few different colours. So that turned out great. Then day 2, we had to use stamps made from hot glue gun. I had never made these before, and instead of making one big one, I made 3 little ones, which I used here. That was the first one, then the second one, and then a conglomeration. And this, I don't know if you can catch it here, but I used a beautiful copper colour in there as well, so it's quite shimmery. So that was fun. Then yesterday's prompt was to make your own stencil. This is another thing I have never done before. And I wasn't sort of sure how to do this, but what I did, I ran a laminating pouch through my laminator so that it was heat set. And then I grabbed a sharp knife and I just cut out some little wiggly lines. I thought, well, that's pretty easy. It didn't take me very long to do. And now that I've done this, I think I might make a few more of these. And of course, I had some fun creating some prints with my very first homemade stencil. And day 4, which is today, and I thought we might play together, is to use pill packets. No, what did she call them? No, I know this is a pill. It's a tablet strip, something like that. Now, I didn't have an empty one, but as I was going through my medicine cabinet, I found some, and these have expired, which means they need to go in the bin. I certainly can't take them because they expired in September 21. But I thought, oh, look, this should be fun to use, because they're not all damaged, you know, from popping out the pills. So why not use it? So I thought, let's all play together. So I only have one gel plate. This is it, this medium size one. I've got a piece of paper here just to clean my brayer as we go. And let's have some colourful fun. So what we're going to do is I'm using this. I was in Officeworks a little while ago, and they had this pack of Reeves sample paints. I think I got the whole lot for $10 or something. It was ridiculously cheap, and I have discovered these are very nice to use on a gel press because they're sort of runny enough but not too runny. I don't quite know how to explain it, but some paints, if they're too thick, are very hard to work with. But I find this just rolls on very nice and smoothly. And then I always like to roll my roller out quickly before I do anything else. Then we're going to use this tablet strip, I think she called them, but we all know it's a pill thing, tablet thing, whatever you'd like to call it. Now, the only thing is this is a little bit slippery. I can feel that, but that's okay. So, actually, we might do this first one this way and keep them all in the same direction. The whole thing is you're just supposed to have some fun. I'm just using El Cheapo, very plain, stock standard copy paper to do this with, because sometimes you do find you don't like the result. I had that a few times with the ones I was doing the other day. And so I just kept going until I ended up with something that I liked. So why use expensive paper? There we go. And we have our first impression. So we need to try and maybe indent, press a little bit harder. Let's see what happens on the next round. But that did come off quite nice and clean. What shall we do now? We might go orange. We might just work our way through these colours and see where we get to. It's fun though. I do like playing with the gel press. I don't know why I don't do it more often, honestly. You end up with some great results. Now, what I might do with this one is not be so particular about getting it super smooth, because that's half the fun, is getting all sorts of different... Oh, actually, why don't we go crossways this time for something different? Oh, it's very slippery, but let's try and just make those indentations a little bit deeper. Oh, it's a good fit though, I must say. I think I picked the right thing. There we go. So that's orange. Now, what I might do I want to do the whole thing again? No, we might do something different here. Let's do this and end up aiming to try and fill the whole sheet. Let's see what happens. I'll grab another one and just clean this bit off. There we go. Oh, that looks cool because I picked up some of the red as well. Let's see what happens now with this one. Okay. It did pick up some red again, so that's quite interesting. I'm going to leave this little bit of orange here, and we might head in for some crimson sort of colour now and see what happens. They're not that different though, so we'll see how we go. I might wonder if I should almost add a tiny little bit of white just to lighten this down a bit, because otherwise you're not going to see that much of a difference. So why don't we get some white going here as well? And that way we can have a couple of different colours happening while we're at it. There we go. And that'll provide a bit more contrast. I think I like... Oh, yes. Oh, that's a pretty pink. Oh, I like that. All right, let's get our thing here. And what we might do, what if we do it on a bit of an angle and see what happens? What have we got to lose? Absolutely nothing. That's the whole idea. It's experimental play. And honestly, the worst thing that can happen is you don't like the end result. That's one thing you have to accept with gel pressing. You think you've done all the right things and it just doesn't work out the way you want. Now, we're going to do this again this way, I think. And then we'll end up hopefully filling the whole sheet. You don't have to press really hard, but if you give it a good rub, you do tend to get a much nicer print. And I'll just pop that down a little bit further, and that way we'll get another stripe on this page. Oh yes, that looks cool. This is a great way to make collage fodder. You know, these little bits, they look like nothing, but then you can tear them up into little bits and they make great collage fodder. There we go. Oh, that rosy pink is quite cute. Now, let's go for something considerably lighter, because again, we're sort of losing our actual pill marks. You sort of can't see them as much as I would have liked, but that's okay. This is what it's all about. It's experimental play. Again, I'm not going to make that super smooth. That way you get interesting patterns too if you do it that way. So, whoops, let's leave that there for a minute. Now, we'll do it this way again. They fit perfectly on this way. Oh, I see what's happening. It's the paint transferring from there. But that's okay. I don't mind that. Doesn't really matter. We're just going to see what happens. Now, let's put that down right in the middle again and see what it looks like. Okay, so again, it's all intermingling a little bit more than I would like, but that's okay. Let's clean this plate up a little bit. I think what I'll do now is go with some gold. And we're going, because I like using metallics. They do turn out really nice. So there we go. We've cleaned the plate up. We've got some more grungy colour on that one. I don't mind that at all. So now let's have a little play with some gold. We might try and just sort of do half a one and see what happens. There's no metallics in this Reeves set. So just grab some good old Joe Sonia because it's a beautiful gold. And we'll just sort of do half. Again, I'm not going to try and make that perfect because I actually like some of those little spots. So let's work with that instead of trying to fight it. I think that's a good idea. Oh, it's very slippery. Now, what we might do, we might just, again, do half. Oh, we might do it this way. See what happens. Who knows? Let's get a bit of gold down on this page. Can never have too much gold. So pressing that down. Now, of course, I may have got a different result if I had let this dry in between. Oh, that's looking good. See, and look how it didn't print perfectly. I like that very much. Let's just try and clean this plate up a bit. And then we're going to put a bit of bronze on the other side. And let's see what we end up with. It's all experimenting, but fun. Okay, so this is... Oh, actually, which one? No, I don't... Oh, actually, why not? Let's... This one is a... This is copper from Creative. These are quite cheap, these things. But I find the thinner paints do have some fun results. So let's have a go with that and see where we end up. Oh, okay. See how that, oh yeah, that's not crash hot. Don't know about that one. I think we might pass on that. Let's clean the plate up on here again. Let's see what it looks like. Do we persevere or do I go to my golden? That might look better. Yeah, it really didn't do much, did it? Okay, so what we'll do, we'll go for this one. It's a far better quality. This is metallic copper. It's a beautiful colour. Oh, see, look at the difference. I think some of the really cheap paints might just be better to leave when it comes to this. Definitely. Now let's do this way, and again that, and then finish off down here, and let's see what happens. Now, had I thought about it, I probably should have done this after each time I pressed it down to clean them up a bit. And even though I don't mind the transfer, it might have worked a little bit more clearly. But look, that's what this is all about. It's experimentation. And you learn as you play, but you actually have to play. And don't expect miracles, because that's not often what happens. But let's see, how did we go? Oh, I do like that. Now, what I will do, I think I will leave this now to dry, and I may even redo, say, some red. Actually, what? No, let's just do it now. Why not? Because I'd like something a little bit bolder on top there. So we're just going to do a tiny bit. We're going to do a bit more red and see. Otherwise, I think learning from this, it might have been better to leave each layer to dry a little bit more rather than doing them all one on top of the other straight away. Let's just see what happens here. I'll just try it. I've got nothing to lose by trying. Okay, there we go. Let's put some... All right, and let's see what happens. Yeah, might do it this way, I think. Let's see how we go. It's all experimental. That's what jelly plate playing is all about. Let's see. Yeah, see again, the actual pill marks aren't that clear. But I still love I love the gold and the copper blending in with all those colors. It looks very cool. It's just not quite clear enough. So I might have another go, but otherwise I'm actually quite happy with that. Or what we could do, how about we try, because this one here will be a bit drier. Let's redo the red again now and see how we go. And there's only a tiny little bit of paint on here. So why don't we just have another go with this red and see what sort of contrast we get. Because you just can't see the pill shapes that much. Not that it's life or death, it doesn't matter. But, okay, let's have a go now with this again. I suppose they really aren't that definite, are they, anyway? But that's okay. Oh, let's put a few more on just for fun. All right, let's see what happens now. Okay, there we go. Oh, and be prepared to get dirty. You get covered in paint, and that's okay. It's just acrylic, washes off your skin very easily. But don't wear your good clothes. That's not ideal. And there we go. Yeah, I think that may be the lesson I will take from this session. It's probably better if you want to do multicolored layers, maybe leave a little bit more drying time in between each one. I think I may have got better contrast if I had done that. But there you go. I just thought we could have a little play together, and I might do another one in a week or so and show you some of the other things that I've been making. Now, before I go, I just want to show you something I did. I like this, it's great, but I wasn't 1000% happy with it. So what I did, after I had stopped the last video, I decided to have another go. And I did two things differently with this one. Firstly, I made my paint layer on my gel plate a little bit thinner so that when I pressed down the pill strip, it went right down to the bottom and gave me some more white for contrast. And I also made sure that I actually left each layer to dry for about 10 minutes before I added another one to it, because I think I just kept smushing it all down with this one. So just a couple of little hints for you. Maybe keep your paint layers nice and thin if that's the sort of look you want to go for, and have a little bit of drying time in between. But as you can see, I've got a lot more contrast happening with this one. So I just thought I would show you my little experiment, just in case you sort of have a similar problem. It may help. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already a subscriber, I would love it if you joined the family. I do paper craft, paper planning and journaling, and of course some nice painty mess stuff as well. So lots more videos coming up in the future, and I would love it if you'd be around to share them with me. So bye for now. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye.